So in this video and through this video, I'm going to tell you how to balance your time between 12th and the entrance examination that you're giving. So my first point to share with you is to study on an identical examination syllabus. Whether you're giving a state board, different state board, Karnataka, Bangalore, I don't know, Maharashtra, etc. Your GTB, your government textbook, will have a particular syllabus, and sometimes some chapters are not there from the NCERT syllabus. So follow the exact syllabus. The syllabus control is very important. That's number one. Number two, balance your revision schedule. Don't overdo synopsis, don't overdo MCQs, don't overdo theory. Play a balancing game. Balance it in a way that you know that you're being fair and you're being just to your 12th and your CET. And while you're doing your CET, you need to know challenging questions, MCQs, trippy ones, etc. And then, of course, the testing pattern. Children, they work hard on MCQs, they study 10 MCQs or they study 20 MCQs. Now the testing pattern is important, that you follow the pattern exactly the way it is. A particular chapter in theory may come for 2 marks, or something would come for 8 marks. The way you prepare for a 2-mark chapter is different from the way you prepare for the 8-mark chapter. So know the index properly along with the marking scheme. And inside the marking scheme, also know detailed question-wise marking. Keep a clear focus. Know what you're preparing for. Know it so very well right from beginning of time. And now there is no time. We're just having hardly 60 odd days for your JEE and some 90 odd days for your NEET. So in this limited time, where time is a luxury, over here, know what you're doing, prepare what you're preparing, and keep your focus absolutely bang on. And the next thing is build endurance. You will get tired, you will get bored, but while you're tired and while you're bored, what are you going to do to build your endurance? What are you going to do to come up and buck up so that even though you're bored, you do what needs to be done? You know, sometimes some children succeed and sometimes some children don't succeed. You know what the difference between both are? Both don't like to get up in the morning and study, but you know, the successful ones gets up any which ways. You know, physics is tricky, and both of these children, the ones who are successful and the ones who are not successful, both of them gets irritated with them, or they fail on the face of these things. But the ones who are successful, they deal with failure on the same spot, and they deal with that kind of systems, and they build an endurance to work hard, very, very hard. So you have to build that endurance. That endurance is very important. You're going to fail, you're going to feel bored, you're going to feel disturbed, you're going to feel everything negative. But I want to tell you that I want you to study and focus the way it has to be studied and focused. Build your endurance. And the next thing is, you may be giving a series of entrance examination of different, maybe private or associated or maybe BITSAT or etc. So everything will have a different structure and everything will have a different curriculum. Work for it the way it has to be worked for. Study for it the way it has to be studied for. And once you know the pattern, the syllabus, the marking scheme, the testing pattern, give absolutely many number of mock examinations and many number of mock papers. So let us say I'm giving you the days, which is 1, 2, 3. So here you have your Feb, you have your March, you have your April, and you have your May. So where are your examination period? You know, so I think if you're giving your HSC examination, it starts somewhere over here in February, and you know, your Feb gets over here, and it goes up till March, probably till your 25th of March. So different examinations, different universities, different boards, Karnataka and North and Maharashtra. Yes, all examination will be a subset of this period, right? It'll all be a subset of this particular period. And your JEE mains comes here. This is where your JEE mains would be 2nd of April, you know. And you have your NEET over here on 7th. This is your NEET. Now, in between this is the time that you're going to play. This is the time that you're going to play. So what are you going to do? I'm going to share with you. The entire month of February, what do I want you to do? I want you to read all the synopsis. The entire synopsis is what I want you to read. your textbook, your government textbook, GTB, and I want you to look at least 10 past papers. I want you to look at 10 past papers. Now, while you are doing this, I want you to understand that the synopsis, what you're doing from the 12th point of view, should also be good enough even for your JEE or your NEET examination, so that once you finish your HSC examination, when you start from here, I don't want you to invest time on the synopsis. We want to come directly to the MCQs and get into the direct practice of the MCQs. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. So how will you practice it during this time? I have a schedule for you, and I want you to follow this particular schedule in this particular way itself. There's a science in how you will succeed if you follow it in that particular pattern. I'm going to share that with you. I want you to start your study at 5 o'clock sharp in the morning. Right in the morning at 5 o'clock, I want you to be ready, which means you'll have to get up a little earlier to finish all your routine. 5 o'clock, you're going to sit with your book and you're going to be ready with your book, okay? So 5 o'clock to 6:30, I want you to sit. Then I want you to take your breakfast break or your morning walk or your exercise or your meditation, whatever you want, you do it over here. And then you come back at 8 o'clock. And then I want you to study from 8 o'clock to 9:30. That's your second slot. Then again, you can take whatever break time you want over here and then come back to study at 10:30. From 10:30 to 11:30 and 11:30 to 12, I want you to study over here 2 hours. So here you're studying 1.5 hours. Here you're studying 1.5 hours. Here you're studying 2 hours. Then you take a good break over here and then you come back at 3 o'clock. From 3 to 4:30. You sit and study. So this is another 1.5 hours. That's what you're doing here. Then you take a break over here. You go to play. You sweat it out. You exercise, whatever you do. And then you come back from 4:30. You come back and probably you come back to study at 7 o'clock. From 7 to 8 and 8 to 9, I wanted to study these 2 hours over here till 9 o'clock. That's what I want you to do till 9 over here. Then you have your dinner and probably a little more over here before you go to sleep. From 10 to 11, I want you to give me one more slot over here from 12 to 11. Cool? So I'm going to share with you how you should use this timetable. Okay, so the time slots are clear with you, and now I'm going to share with you how you will use these slots. 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, what I want you to do in the night, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, what is that I want you to do? I want you to, number one, I want you to recap what you did in the entire day. So I want to recap. Did I do physics? Did I do chemistry? Did I do solving? Recap it. The second thing, I want you to create a schedule for the next day. I want you to create a schedule for the next day. So today, if you've done physics, chemistry, and biology, and you think biology was not proper, or if you did MCQs too much, once you recap that, you will know that what you need to do for tomorrow. So once you know that, I want you to schedule this for tomorrow. Once you create this, I want you to go to sleep. And there you exactly go to sleep. The next day, you must have created a schedule. And you've got slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, slot 5. What do you start doing over here? Here you start doing physics. What do you start doing over here? Here you start doing chemistry. Over here you do languages. If you don't have languages, then you do your optional subjects. Your vocational subjects is what you do here. What do you do over here? Here you do your maths or your bio. Okay? Or maybe both. You can choose that. And over here again you will do maths and or biology. So this is how you will chalk out your schedule. So let's say you're going to do this on a Monday. You're going to do this on a Monday. On a Tuesday you feel that you have given more time for languages. Maybe you can use this slot for something else. But I would say stick on to languages here. Do maths here and do maths here. The next day maybe you start with physics, chemistry, you do language, and you maybe do something else over here. And maybe you can do physics over here and you can do maths over here. So who decides what you do in that slot? See, remember, slot ko constant rakhna. Don't mess with the slot. So if the 5 o'clock slot is 5 o'clock slot, you can decide in the evening from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock that मैंने physics बहुत किया है, मेरा physics काफी cover हो चुका है, therefore I will do chemistry over here. But slots will be slots. And what are you going to do in the slots? In the slots, you are number one going to go through the textbook and the entire synopsis is what you're going to go through in this slot. Second, you're going to have at least 10 to 20 past papers with you, and you are going to solve every question the way it has to be solved. 3 papers को तो पूरा solve करना जैसा solve होना चाहिए, and the remaining you will go through every question so that you know that you're in control. So this is the schedule what you're following during this period. This is the schedule I want you to follow in this whole timetable. So what you're going to do in February before your examination, you're going to follow this time slot. So look in this, what is your productive time slot? You're getting 1, 2, 3 hours, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 hours. You're getting 8.5 hours. If you are dedicated, if you're committed, you have 8.5 productive hours. ये अब नहीं किया ना, then don't come up and tell that you are getting distracted or you have a goal. It's pointless, because now you have a scope. You have close to 20-25 days before your examination, and you must be making good use of these days. So that's going to be February. Yeah, that's going to be your February. So how are you going to work during the times of your examination? So let's say you have an examination today and you come back from your examination. You're going to play with the same time slots. So you're going to play with the same time slot. So let's say your examination is here in this period. So you know this is the period when you are not going to work. But then again, when you come back after the examination, you will sleep, and then you will start from 5 onwards. So again, make sure that you get 2 slots of 1.5 hour and 2 slots of 2 hours even during your examination. Now, after your examination, your March gets over, and then comes this period, the bombing period. In that bombing period, what are you going to do in these slots? In these slots, you're going to solve papers. You're going to solve papers. As many papers as you get is what you're going to solve. So pick up papers and just solve them. Maybe you can read and solve, maybe you can solve and solve, maybe you can get them evaluated, you can get them corrected. Now here's the big thing that I say about solving papers. Step one, I want you to solve them. After you solve them, I want you to know what is that you got correct and what is that you got wrong. Whether it is partly wrong or fully wrong, a wrong is a wrong. If it is not right, it is wrong. It's black or white. So find out everything that you've got wrong, go to the teacher, go to the mentor, go to somebody, learn what went wrong, understand that, and then start solving the paper again, and then resolve another paper. So when you're solving another paper, you know that you have rectified your errors from the previous paper. Now solve in this pattern at least 20 papers, at least 20 papers you need to solve in this way over here before your JEE examination. That's a closed one, there's no time, therefore only paper solving will help you. Past papers, papers from other institutes, organizations, or maybe even from the Meritstore, you can download and you can solve papers. Now from here onwards, you have a different schedule that I'm sharing right now. In the first 10 days, I want you to take physics mostly, and I want you to revise the entire damn physics over here, the entire physics. Grip it so tightly every day, maybe on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10 days. In each of these days, maybe here you can do 3 chapters, here you can do 2 chapters, here you can do 4 chapters, here you can do 2 chapters. In that way, you will finish your entire official CBSE NCERT syllabus, which is there. Finish your physics here. In the next day, in the next slot, in the next 10 days, you can solve chemistry, and you will finish it comfortably. You won't need 10 days actually, but I've still given you 10 days. Maybe you can take the last 2 or 3 days and you can spill some physics over here, because chemistry won't need 10 days. And then of course the next 10 days you have your biology. Now biology will again not need those 10 days. You can again finish biology in 7 days or 8 days and spill a little bit of physics and spill a little bit of chemistry here. So you can do a little bit of physics and a little bit of chemistry, what you think needs further revision over here. Now what do you do in the last 10 days? In the last 10 days, every day you will solve 2 papers. Every day you will solve 2 papers. And I'm going to tell you how you're going to solve these 2 papers. So let's say You start your first paper, again, like I said, you start at 5 in the morning, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, you sit over here for 2 hours, then you come back at 9, you solve the paper over here, 9 to 10, 11 and 12, you solve the paper over here, then you take a break and you come back at 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Now, what do you do here? Here you evaluate your paper. You evaluate your paper, you solve the paper here, you solve the paper here, you evaluate this paper, know everything properly before you go to the next paper. You pick up the next paper here at probably 7 o'clock, 7 to 8, 9 and 10, you finish that paper over here. This is paper again. Now, what am I saying over here is, this paper is what you will evaluate the next day from 5 to 7. Right? So 5 to 7, you evaluate this paper, know what your mistakes are, learn what you missed, learn what tricked you, study that over here, and then go for a paper. Then evaluate that here, study what you missed, and go for another paper. Do this for 10 damn days. Do this for 10 damn days. Now, what are you going to do during this period? In this period, I want you to play. I want you to exercise. I want you to sweat. I want you to work very hard over here. Over here, you have 2 hours. I want you to rest, relax, or maybe even meditate, or maybe even say your prayers. Here, I want you to have lunch and just sleep. Here, I want you to read a book, listen to music, over here, maybe listen to something meditational. I've kept a video which says focus like Arjun, listen to that. I have even have some one focus audio is there on the Meritstore. You can look up to that focus audio, play that every night before you go to sleep. It's going to work wonderful things for you. And then sleep over here and start the next day again and repeat this cycle over and over again. So imagine what is going to happen to you in 10 days. You can solve 20 papers. You can study 20 papers. You will evaluate 20 papers. And then imagine what happens when you go for this examination. You are like a powerhouse. You are like a mitochondria. You're very, very ready for this. What is your excuse now not to get good score? What is your excuse now not to succeed? Because I've given you a timetable, I've given you a scheduler, and I've also told you what to do in these time slots. Iske bawajood bhi, if you're not scoring, then I will feel so disappointed because I've invested time, I've thought about this strategy, and I'm sharing this with you. Why am I sharing this with you? Because I want to see you successful. Why do I want to see you successful? Because you are going to add value to this country. You're going to be the professionals of the future. And you are going to change the face of this country, this nation. I want you to succeed in your professional life, and I want you to succeed this time. I want you to use this time slot. Delete every excuse that you have. Kill the excuse every time. Remove the T from the I can't do it. Tell me in the comment section if there is a particular question for which you want explanation. If there is a particular topic, if there is a particular query that you have, be it physics, chemistry, biology, or even maths, share that with me, and I am going to come back with another video in which I will explain that. I will share that with you. I want you to all grow. I want you to keep yourself motivated. I want you to visit Meritstore so that you will know what other resources you can pick up. Keep up your perseverance. Keep up your endurance. Keep up everything that will keep your spine erect, focused, studying really hard. I wish you luck. I wish you success. I wish you the ability to stay put every time you fail. So do everything that will keep you motivated, will build your endurance and build your strength. Bring pride to yourself. Bring pride to the locality that you live in. Get that marks. You know who's going to be the happiest person? It's going to be you. Your parents are going to be filled with delight. They're going to be overwhelmed. Your teachers are going to be delighted. I and my entire team who is making these videos for you will be so happy. We will get our motivation back on track to create more quality content for each one of you, even for the students who are coming the years after this. Follow this timetable, children. It's going to be a matter of the next 40 days or 60 days. Follow this timetable. All this will get over, and you will be able to sit in a college of your dream and desire. You will be placed in a good campus soon. What more do you want? I want you to let me know whether this video really helped you. I want you to let me know whether you are on track, and I want to tell you that yes, you're back on track. use all the while. Share it with the children who really want it. Subscribe to the channel. You don't know what help you do to us when you do that. Good luck, all the very best, and lot of blessings, lot of prayers for you.